I can hear myself through my headphones. Yes, man. Like, I feel real good about this right now.
Pay attention, because you are now listening to Permission to Speak Freely.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep it funky from the
Yeah,
jump.
man.
Are you taking a vaccine or what?
Man, I cannot. I'm telling you right now, man. I cannot wait to take that vaccine, man.
Right.
I mean, no doubt about it, man. It just, man, you got all these professionals out there that's doing it, man. I'm not even tripping on this thing, man. Like, and then, somebody got to take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why not?
But I have been hearing a lot of things about it, though. No doubt. Like maybe ones and twos, maybe threes, like people actually having a reaction. But that's everything, though, right?
What kind of reaction? The Bell's palsy memes that people that been going
Well,
around?
oh man, I've been seeing where, like, how the when you're allergic to something, you get the rashes and your body start like turning red and all type of stuff, like going up your arms or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing that a couple people been posting something like that. But other than that, man, I can't wait to take it. I told my family already I'd be the guinea pig to it anyway.
Let them know.
How I go and all that type of stuff. So, it's all good.
Yeah, I got a homegirl. She's a nurse, Jackie. She took it already. It's a couple phases though. She took the first phase, no reaction, and she got to take the second phase.
Yeah, that's
We'll
good
see.
stuff, right? That's good stuff right there, man. I'm here to tell you, man. Like, we talking about the way 2020 went. You telling me that I'm not gonna take no vaccine?
Yeah.
Shit. If anything is out there right now that can make it better any kind of way, I don't care. Let me know. Let me know, man. I'm almost definitely a big fan of this vaccine, and I'm most definitely when it's eligible for us to take it.
Yeah.
I would be in the front of the line, man, lean by the front. I'm most definitely gonna take it.
I thought they were going to make us take it, but they didn't. It's
No,
voluntary.
It's voluntary, man. What about you though?
Yeah, I mean, I was all for it when I knew they were going to make us take it, because whatever the military makes me do, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a war fighter.
Yeah,
well,
true.
I'm a war fighter at core. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a lot of war fighters at core. You know what I mean? Like, you could be like you could be a war fighter, but a war fighter at its core. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The definition of a war fighter. So whatever the Navy signed me up for, you know what I'm saying? Just put me in the game, coach.
Yeah,
so,
man. You know what? Speaking of that war fighter at core, man. You know what? We don't have a whole lot of those guys no more, man. That's really like they put their body on the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the vaccine or whatever. And you're right though, man. Like, if you tell me I gotta do it, man, I'm gonna actually be in the front of the line. Because I know I gotta do it. You say it's going to happen. Yeah, I might well go ahead and get it over with, man. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Now that they saying it's voluntary, I don't know, man. I think I had it already back in December of 2019. I think me and my wife had it, so I don't think I could get it again. Or that I built up the antibodies, and I don't know. I hear all this stuff, man. I don't do too much deep dives into the information, but I think I don't know if I need it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I tell you this though, man, is that a couple people that I know that had it, and they didn't get no effects from it that much. So I really don't know, man. I think it might be multiple people that had it before and probably just don't know they had it. So I don't know, man. So I ain't taking no chances. You know what I mean? If it's some type of way, I hope someone's there. So if I do have some kind of allergic reaction, someone's there to save me, hopefully. Yeah. But I'm most definitely gonna be there and gonna take it, man.
Yeah, man. I think it's a controversial item of conversation, but I feel like if taking a vaccine is gonna, some people like, well, how can they develop it this fast, or how can, why are you making me not be able to go to a market, or some of the stuff that they talk about that could potentially happen. But I feel like if taking a vaccine means that, we could get back to some of the just normal everyday liberties that we've been able to enjoy, I'm all for taking a vaccine.
Yeah. And that's my take on it too, man. Like the things that get back to normal. Like that's the only thing about it. Then all those people that's out there right now, again, hit us up on the podcast if you don't agree with it. But at the same time, this is how I think about it. I think about it like this. Everything that we put into place has to be certified. I don't care what it is. It has to be certified by somebody. If the vaccine, you got FDA, you got all these people out there. I think it's FDA. All these people out there that's going to look into this drug to see if it's safe enough for people. And for as I know, we done got the thumbs up.
Yeah.
On all this stuff. So if we get the thumbs up, then they say it's good for people to take. You got all these experts out there. I mean, and for everything we do, that's what it is, though. You got experts out there saying it's flu shot. Some expert somewhere said we should take this. We should do this. Same thing for the COVID vaccine. So it is what it is, man.
The CDC, FDA, it's a few different elements. Another thing, my other thing is this, a lot of people talk about it's too quick. It's too quick. Man, in my opinion, it's 2020. I mean, we should be able to come up with a vaccine for a virus or something in a year. At this point, I mean, we should be advancing as humanity should be advancing. You know what I mean? Like, when's the last time we came up with, a vaccine? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me personally, I don't think it's too quick. I think it's good timing. Like I said, man, like, we can't expect us to only come up with advancements in technology. I mean, our advancements in technology should it give us advancements in some of those other things, like figuring out remedies for viruses and stuff like that. So
no doubt. Yeah.
Again, though, I'm in and out with it. I'm up and down. I don't see a reason not to take it, but now that I know it's voluntary, I'm thinking maybe I don't need it, but we'll see how it goes the day that, I got an option to take it, if I'm going to take it or not. Most likely I will.
Yeah. And then who knows, man, it may not be optional forever. It might just make us take it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Me too.
What's up with you though, man? How's your week been?
I had a good week, man.
Yeah.
Of course, you know how it is at my new job right now, man. Like I didn't
come on, man.
I didn't have to take leave, man.
Why not, man?
They was giving us some days before and some days afterwards. So I was like, man, why I want to take leave?
Why not,
so
man?
I didn't take leave, man. But this is short duty, so most of the time short duty is like this, man.
They don't follow the 96-hour liberty rule. Like you can't go over 96.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of how it is. But I'm teleworking at the same time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I followed the 96, but
when the last time you been in the office, man?
Oh, I was in the office. What's the day? I think Tuesday. I think you try to make it sound.
They might as well board that. They might as well go ahead and board that joint up, man.
Yeah, man.
They might as well just board up those offices, man.
I'm with you, man. They might as well. COVID is a motherfucker, man.
Yeah,
COVID doing this thing out there. But
man.
Yeah.
I mean,
I looked at this. Yeah, my schedule though, man, it's gonna be hectic in January, man. So it's piled up right now. So, you know why? Because I don't know how it's gonna roll anyway, though, because COVID ain't going nowhere right now.
Yeah, I think that's potential. I think that's like a hopeful plan.
Yeah, most definitely
pan out like that.
Yeah, and then so that's how it was for work. Then Christmas was yesterday. Yeah. So that was pretty good, man. I just like seeing, the kids' faces, when they getting gifts and this time, man, it was a little bit different, man, because I'm normally like my wife do a excellent job on finding out what the kids want. Yeah. And we try to execute that, to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
But this year with COVID is a little bit different, right? And I say it's a little bit different because some things that's out there right now that we couldn't get, like PS5. Like I know, my son really, really wanted PS5.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think COVID would have changed that though.
Yeah, me either, to tell you the truth. But the same thing was with the Xbox. right? That new Xbox that came out, and one of the other boys wanted an Xbox.
That was sold out too.
No, we end up getting it, but the thing about the Xbox was though, we got it, but it said it wasn't going to show up like 3 days after Christmas.
Yeah,
but they called us on Christmas Eve and say, "Hey, we got it."
Christmas miracle, man.
Yeah, so we jumped in the rides, man. We jumped in the rides, man. Went out there and got that thing, man. And check this out. So the whole time, my youngest,
you said you jumped in the rides.
In my ride, jumped in the ride.
Oh, it was just one of y'all. I mean, one car. One car though, right? All right. Because at first I was like, at first I was like, did y'all have a motorcade to go get this shit?
Oh man, but no, so we jumped in the ride, man, and we went and got it. But the thing about it, what happened, man, this is gonna be crazy, man, for me anyway. So my youngest didn't think he was gonna get it at all, man. Like he was already like, you know what, it happened. He opened it up and he saw it. And I'm telling you, dude, this dude broke down, man.
He cried?
Yeah. It was crazy, man. It was emotional. It was an emotional moment, man.
How'd you feel, man?
I felt good about it, because that's what you want to see. You want them to be really surprised. Because sometimes, kids already know what they're gonna get and all this stuff. But he was like surprised, man. It was like one of them things that hit him. He couldn't control it, man.
Yeah,
he could not control it. So I thought my job was
Santa
done.
Came through.
Santa came through, man. My job was done, man. You know what I mean? I sit back like a fat cat then, man. When that happened, man, I just sit back. Job is done, man. So it's a wrap.
So how do y'all don't still talk Santa in the house, right?
Yeah, we do.
Like now, what
now between me and you, I don't know how they really feel about, especially the two oldest ones, because they always talking to the youngest. The youngest, I don't know, man. He in between right now, But I think he knows, but he don't act like he know. You know what I mean? So I don't know if they're just playing the game with us or what, man. But they doing a good job.
I normally say that. I could figure out a way to make something safe during COVID. I can't figure out a way to make Santa safe, man.
Yeah, man. Santa most definitely got that thing, man.
Santa,
yeah, man.
Santa's a creep, man.
Man, Santa got that. Santa got that monster, man.
That's a creepy story, man. Old fat man with a long beard, gold buckle, and
yeah, man.
Make up some cookies at night.
Yeah, man.
Do y'all make cookies and milk?
Yeah, man. Made the cookies, had his milk out, whole nine, man.
So hey, I'm telling you right now. Who eat them? Who you?
You might as well know, man. You already know. If the kids want to find out who bit in that cookie, man, they got me, man. They get my teeth printed and stuff, man. They have me, man.
Yeah, man, if Santa gonna take the credit, man, if I'm a parent, I'm not buying toys throughout the whole year, man. If Santa gonna if Santa gonna get the credit,
Santa most definitely got that credit, man.
That's crazy. Yeah, he probably waiting for you to be like, yeah, I've been lying to you all these years, man. If Santa don't exist, he probably already know, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
You gotta come clean, man.
No, not yet, man. I'm giving him a couple more years, man. We'll see what happens. Give him a couple more.
You gotta come clean. Man. Santa just got the plug on all the Xboxes and PS4s, man. The elves making them in the warehouse.
Yeah, man. Santa. How was your Christmas, man? How's everything going with you?
For Christmas, I was on duty. EDO.
Christmas Day.
Yeah, stood about 8 hours of watch. I bought cards for the duty section, cards and candy canes, man. You know what I'm saying? I was
candy canes for the entire duty section. That's how you roll?
Yeah, for the entire duty section. The cards were blank, nothing written on them. You know what I'm saying? So just a bunch of opportunity. What that's what it represented. Cards blank. It represents opportunity. We went through so much in 2020, man. I give you a blank slate for 2021. You know what I'm saying? That's your blank slate. Write whatever you want on there. May your wishes come true. Merry Christmas.
Oh, man. Like you put some thought in that.
Nah, I ain't put no thought in it. That's why the cards were blank. I just wanted to get some cards for my duty section, and I ain't have enough time. To write. I thought about writing like a personalized message for each member of the section, but it's like 60 of them.
Yeah. I'm
They can figure it out. Not everybody celebrate, Christmas.
You're in 3 sections?
Yeah, we in 3 sections.
Yeah, can't do that.
Yeah, we in 3 sections. So I had duty effectively on my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Christmas. That 3 section, man. 3 section hurt.
You taking it? Whoa! You're not even going. You even taking leave, or you did that for?
I took leave already.
You took the Thanksgiving leave or something?
Hence the beard episode, man. That beard episode is when I was on leave, when I had the beard in front of the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree. In front of the Christmas tree, man.
Hey, I would tell you one thing, man. You brought up the beard episode, man. I'm telling you, man. When I went on Facebook, man, I think you sent me that picture of that guy on there, man. That dude was hurting, man. Oh my goodness, man. Like a guy was on Facebook, man. Like he said, he been going through the whole big thing with the beard and he shaved or whatever. His face
he took the mask
off. Ooh, that dude's face was ate up, man. I'm like, oh my goodness, dude.
You talk about the shaving, yeah.
Yeah, the shaving.
Oh
so
my goodness, how would you revisit that conversation?
Oh man, I might have to revisit now, man, because that was bad, man. That's the type of stuff I know. No crap, man. If I had to do that every day, man, I might consider getting out the Navy. I'm serious. That's how bad his face was, man. His face was that bad. Like it was painful looking at it.
Yeah, that ain't funny. I thought it was the other thing, but he said he got laser surgery, and all it did was make it to where he can't grow a beard, but he's still getting crazy bumps.
Yeah, man.
Now,
that was bad.
You think that's racist? You think anything in that rule is racist?
I don't think it's racist, but I do think something has to be done about it.
Do you think that is racially insensitive?
Yes, and I can say that because I'm telling you, man, like even me, and I'm telling you right now, I don't grow, like I've never been able to really grow crazy facial hair or whatever, right? Ever. Like when probably my first 2-3 years in the Navy, I didn't even have to shave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've never been that type of guy that grow crazy facial hair. But I do know when my hair does grow a little bit, now it curls back up. So I wants to shave, and I know what those ingrown hairs will do to somebody's face, and that's why I think is racial insensitive. Just because of that, because our hair curls up, man. You know what I mean? And it's bad. You know what I mean?
That was kind of sad. Like I felt bad for the dude, man.
Yeah, it was bad, man. It was that bad. I'm telling you, I wouldn't have brought up the conversation, man. Like we're talking about it right now, if it wasn't that bad, man. It was bad, man. I was like, oh my goodness, man. It wasn't even a laughing thing, man. It wasn't nobody commenting on it like laughing at him or nothing, because it was that serious, man.
Yeah, it's blood on his face, bumps. It's get that man a no shave chip, man. Get that man a no shave chip. Let him get back to work, man. Let him feel good about his day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Man. Like that's half. Sometimes that's half the battle, man. Like let that man feel good about his day, man.
Yeah.
You got to go to work like that. You going through pain on the weekends. You going through pain every 2 days trying to shave over that.
That's crazy, man. Trying to shave over that gotta be crazy. Gotta be.
Yeah, we shouldn't be putting our sellers through that type of pain, man.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how I feel about that.
Yeah. So what else, man? What else we got going
on? Christmas was, like I said, that was it. It was real chill duty day. One of the ones that you asked for, one of the ones you always ask for. Nothing really going on. You hope, to get out of there as early as you can, get back home. Got back home, started watching Wonder Woman. Midway into Wonder Woman, can't wait to watch Soul. And we'll talk more about movies next episode. We're going to talk about movies, music, moments, stuff like that. But it's good to see that Permission to Speak Freely ball cap on your head.
Oh, yeah, man. I actually, man, I don't know if you can see it or not, man. But, I actually.
Oh, man.
T-shirt on. I know you can't hardly see it, but, I'm representing today, man.
Oh, yeah. PTSF, man. PTSF merch.bigcartel.com. We still got a couple more hats left. On Time is Late hat, $30.
Let's go. Let's get them, man.
Again, every social media platform, PTSF podcast. And then you can check us out. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, Pandora, SoundCloud, YouTube, everything, man. We got episodes all over the place.
And once you see it, man, go ahead and share it, man. Subscribe, whatever you need to do, man. Go ahead and do it. Once you look at it, man, just go ahead and just do that for us, man.
Yeah, share
Mississippi
it,
stand up, man. What's up?
review it, subscribe. Do everything that you would do. Let's keep building and growing. Let's what we hope to do is build a network, of just PTSF listeners and people giving us ideas and people giving us information as we feed information back out.
Because we love doing this, man. No crap, no lie, no bullshit, man. We love putting out this information. We love getting on here talking to you guys, man.
Yeah. So I know in a few other episodes I talked about that me and my wife was looking for a house. I don't think I ever said that we found it, so we found a house, and a more formal announcement about that will be coming soon because we have yet to close. We keep pushing back the date for closing. Sellers got some repairs to make or whatever. So it's always funny.
Congratulations, though, man. I know you guys haven't locked it in yet, but congratulations, man. That's a big feat in itself, man.
Yeah,
you're almost there, man.
It's always funny hearing my wife talk about the HVAC being broke, and I'm like trying to explain to her that HVAC is an entire system. It's more than one component. Yeah, they got to fix the HVAC. Like, that's a whole system, babe. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it ain't just like show me that you can't point the HVAC out. Like, just but we found a house. Can't wait to move in. It'll be a while before we move in. So, for the sellers, you playing with the right people, man. It's like a game of chess, man. We not in a rush to move in. So y'all go ahead and make those repairs, get the house ready for us, man, so we can step right in. But where I want to go from there is I want to say somebody came up to me just recently and they was like, just yesterday, actually, he's like, hey, Chief, I'm trying to get a loan and I'm going through Navy Fed, and Navy Fed denied me because I don't have enough credit. He said my credit score is 789, but I don't have enough credit. So he moved to America like 5 years ago. He's been building his credit since then. And in Guyana, where he's from, he didn't need really to establish credit that much. He just made purchases, bought stuff, with cash. So now he needs credit. And I told him, I was like, man, go with Veterans United, right? So I'm gonna take it back about when I was a E5, like him. He's an E5. So I'll take it back to when I was an E5 and I filled out an application to get a home loan with Navy Fed, and they denied me, man. You know what I'm saying? It was really hard to hear that, but they broke that shit down to me pretty much like, yo, you're broke. Your debt to income ratio is crazy. Why the hell are you trying to buy a house? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it hurt, man. It scarred me, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna make sure that, I build my credit. I get my credit, where I need it to be. What I did do though was then I went to Veterans United and I was approved for a home loan. I just wound up, like, it was a whole lot, man. That process was a lot. I remember it. I wound up going with just getting an apartment so I could have a place to live when I got to the duty station. Then after that, I built my credit. So I went into this one with right now I'm sitting at like an 824, so if anybody follow me on any Instagram or something, they know that. So my credit score, I'm sitting at like an 824, but I went into this one with like a 798 or 803, somewhere around there. And I went through Navy Fed at first, and I'm gonna just be honest, I didn't like the process at all. Right. So as a first time home buyer, I don't think Navy Fed, took consideration into like how much I probably don't know about buying a house. Right.
Yeah.
So, I was approved for a loan. They made money available, but that was it. It was like fire and forget for me. And when I called to cancel, so I wound up going with Veterans United again. When I called to cancel my loan, because I called the Navy Fed keep emailing me asking me for more information about the loan, but I called to let them know that I don't want Navy Fed for the home, and I found a loan. I found a lender, somebody that I'm gonna go with, and they asked me why, and I told them, I said, I don't think the process favored me as a first time home buyer. Like, I would have wanted. I never ever talked to my loan manager, the person that was in charge of my loan. My loan officer, I never spoke to her ever. When I was first assigned her, they switched who she was to somebody else, and we never spoke. Me, the first woman I ain't speak to, the second woman I never spoke to ever. Every now and then, about every couple of weeks, I would get an email asking me about the status, and I would respond to every email with the same thing. The status is I'm calling my loan officer, not getting a response, and I would like to speak to my loan officer so I could get more of a human aspect in the process.
Yeah.
And never, ever got a response. Ever got a response. So when we went with Veterans United, right after we filled out the application, we got about 3 text messages, 2 phone calls. They sent me a pair of socks. We got gifts. They had YouTube. I mean, the whole thing, man. They had YouTube videos about like different aspects of buying a house. We knew what our interest, our rate was as soon as we, got the house. We got a loan officer that we speak to all the time, like all the time. Shout out to Rob, man.
Yeah.
And just recently they sent me some glasses congratulating me, saying they appreciate how easy it was to work with me. And I know it wasn't really easy to work with me. They did a lot of stuff with my wife. But so yeah, man, if I was to rate Navy Fed's process in buying homes for first time homeowners specifically, man, I gotta give them that 0 out of 5, man. Like it was trash. It's horrible. Navy Fed, do better for first time home buyers. A lot of first time home buyers don't understand the process. Navy Fed, you got to do better. Nobody should have to feel like they don't have assistance in making one of the biggest decisions in their life.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's probably come from the fact that Navy Federal don't make home buying a priority.
Yeah.
I think when you go to those companies that actually make home, but that's their main goal is to sell homes and things like that. You see the process; it's a more caring. They give a F about what's going on with you and how you doing in your process, and they talking to you, they doing all this stuff because that's how they making their money. I don't think Navy Federal is built on home buying. That's not what they built on. So they don't have it as a priority. And it's kind of, you're right though. First time home buyer, man, you really should be locked in to a first home buyer regardless. I think that's a big deal. It's a big time for the person who buying a home for the first time, because this purchase itself is so freaking big, man. Like we talking about $500,000-$600,000 type deal, man. So it's a big deal to whoever it may be. So Navy Federal, I mean, that's a matter of fact, if you out there and you work for Navy Federal, you should come on the pod, man. What's going on with that, man? Because Navy Federal, you are built on a lot of military personnel, and we expect more.
Yeah, people trust Navy. You trust, I've trusted Navy Fed, for a while. It's things my wife been pointing out, making me question some stuff. But I had trust in Navy Fed, And
I've been with Navy Federal a long time, man. A long time. Since probably, I will say 20 years I've been with Navy Federal. And the only reason why I'm still with Navy Federal is because of that, on how long I've been with them. And I don't want to switch. I got so much stuff, tied to, direct deposits and allotments and shit like that. That's the only reason why I still got Navy Federal. If I want to change all that, I probably been let Navy Federal go a long time ago. I mean, just being real.
And that's my take, man. If I have a service that I offer, and then I have a subdivision that I offer something else, a different service from whatever service. So Navy Fed is a credit union, so they offer the banking service. And then home buying is for Navy Fed, vice like a Veterans United. Home buying is what I would consider, and for the sake of this conversation, a subdivision of Navy Fed. Is something else that they have to offer. When you start doing shit like that, like, so for instance, if I owned a pizza restaurant, but then we decided to make wings, my pizza chef might not be my wing chef. Like, whoever the guy that mastered the pizza might not be the guy that mastered the wings. So that's when
Yeah.
you need to get experts in the subdivisions to run that subdivision the way that it's supposed to go. It don't matter that, this is not your primary
Yeah.
thing that you're doing. It's something that you do now. This could
Yeah.
grow legs and become the primary thing. They need to find somebody that's focused on home loans and whatever division that is. They need to go ahead and run that division like it's its own entity, even though it's a part of Navy Fed. Because that's the same thing I'm thinking too. Like, well, they don't normally do, I'm shooting them bell because they don't normally, not normally do it, but that's not their primary focus. Every single thing should be your primary focus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
If you operating off excellence, every single thing should be your primary focus. It's like, you're a DCman, so damage control, fighting casualties, is your primary focus. But what about PMS? You can't be a one-trick pony. What about training? So Navy Fed had me feeling like they was a one-trick pony in these recent couple months. And I would anybody from Navy Fed. I would love to talk to anybody from Navy Fed. We could go through this. Like, that experience was not like one that anybody would ask for if they was a first-time home buyer.
Yeah, I agree, man. That's something you guys, they need to look into though. But then on top of that too though, as a home buyer or anybody dealing with some type of negative, impact with anything, make sure you're critiquing that shit too. Make sure you fill out that critique and you hit them on it so they can learn from it too. Feedback is everything, man. You if you don't know, you don't know how to fix it. So if you out there and you getting a bad experience, make sure you guys out there and you filling out those critique and you hitting them across the head with it.
Yeah, man. Hey, I like that chair you got, man. You found something you could relax on, huh?
Oh yeah, man. I'm in chill mode, man. There's no doubt about that, man. This is my new spot now, man. So I'm comfortable. I'm good, man.
I'm leaned up. Ergonomics ain't really working for me.
Back,
like
man.
this ain't it. You got something. You got something to sip on over there.
Yeah, man. I'm feeling real good, man. Something. Like I'm a little bit, man. I'm not doing too much, man. Like a little bit,
Yeah, I know you
not
driving. I know you ain't driving.
No, I ain't driving.
Yeah, you know.
No doubt about that, player. No doubt about that, man.
Yeah, man. But what you sipping on, man? That look like a nice cranberry or something.
No, that's like nice little light wine, man. Nothing major, man. Just some I'm sipping on, man.
That ain't that plum wine, is it?
No, it's not the plum wine, man. Like it's in the fridge though. That plum wine, man. That's my new favorite thing to drink, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That plum wine is real, man.
Yeah, that plum wine. I might have to give me something tonight, man. I might have to go make a run after. I'm be responsible, man. I'm a wait, go make a run after this. But I can't lie, man. You looking like Professor X over there, man. That's a real comfortable chair, man.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. This chair is legit, man.
I'm envying you right now. My neck hurt. You know what I'm saying?
I see you sitting up real tall over there, man.
Yeah,
I see you sitting up real
neck hurt. I think my mom or my wife, somebody asked me after they watched the episode, they said, you gonna relax a little bit on it. Last episode, if anybody noticed, I was like doing this the whole episode. I had something stuck in my teeth, man, the whole time.
Oh,
yeah. So I was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard to see it, but I had something stuck in my teeth the whole time, man. Now I know I gotta keep some toothpicks or something, off to the side.
Yeah, man. We gotta be ready, man. All type of things happen, man. You gotta be ready to rock and roll, ready to go.
Hey, man.
All right.
What was your recruitment process? Like, what was your recruitment process? How did you join the Navy?
Yeah, man. So, good question, man. Like my recruitment process was I had to be a recruiter dream, man. I have no issues at all, man. Let me tell you. So, my oldest brother went in the Navy, right? So, I was going in regardless. I signed up in the Navy probably like the 11th grade. I was in 11th grade, right? So probably the beginning of my 11th grade year, I had already signed off to go in the military. So me and two other guys, I don't know if I think I mentioned that on another episode. Me and two other guys already signed up, man. So we went through the process, man, and I was already locked in. It wasn't no hiccups. This guy already had me locked in, man. I was in the pipeline for a hot minute, and the guy just came to the school. Real simple. We talked, but I actually saw him and went to him. It wasn't like he had to find me. He ain't had to do none of that stuff, man. I went to him, found him, seen him walking because they used to come to schools all the time, walking around the school. So I found him, signed up, knew I was going a long time, and couldn't wait to go. And my circumstances itself made it happen like that, man. I was ready to go, ready to do something else. Wasn't really ready to go to college at that time either. So I was ready to get out of Mississippi, man, and go see some stuff, see the world, man, or whatever, however you want to say it, and whatever. But I'm glad I did, man. But that was my recruitment process, man. It was real simple, real easy. Wasn't a big deal. How about yours?
What made you? So I know the answer to this, but somebody asked a question. I don't know if you did. So this is a listener question, actually.
Okay.
So that was the first part. The second part is what made you choose your rate?
So I came in undesignated, right? So again, DC failed in my lap, right? So when I got to the ship, I went undesignated, and again, I got that.
What made you go undez?
I'm gonna tell you, man. I had like 5 rates that I could have picked, right? This guy, when the rates came out, and I looked at him, and I didn't know, of course, like probably most every guy that's coming in don't know nothing about these rates. So I really didn't know nothing about him. He said, well, hey, if you really don't know what you want to do, just go ahead and go in the Navy, and then you'll be able to pick out of all the engineering. I think fireman was what I want to do, because if you work with your hands and blah blah blah, this type of stuff, right? So he talked me into that engineering thing. So he said, well, you go this route, then you can get to a ship and you can pick what type of rate you want, whatever.
That shit sounds so free,
yeah,
man.
So I was like, oh, I get to pick
free,
once. I get to pick once I go to the Navy. Once I go to a ship, oh man, that sounds great. So
yeah, it sounds great, man.
Yeah,
it ain't as great.
It ain't as great as it sounds, but I'm kind of glad I did do that. Because I know GS was one of my rates, and I'm most definitely glad I didn't go that route. I was just happy I didn't go that route, because that was one of my, gas turbine. But I'm glad I didn't go that route. So, but when I got to the ship, as being an undesignated, it was 5 firemen came to the ship at the same time, the same day, to a frigate. We go up, we go in. Do we know where we was gonna go? We just the first day we went to the CCS, and the LPOs came in CCS, and the LPOs like, hey, you coming with me? You come, like, he picked us, and I went to repair division. So when I went to repair division, at the beginning, I said I'm gonna be an I-seaman. Dude, I did all the parts, because back then to strike something, you had to be, when I say strike, I mean, if I pick a job, I have to do all this, work in order to actually take the exam for that job. So they call it PARs or whatever. So I had to fill out, man, I did all, it was like the rating book. I did all that stuff, sent it in, everything, to be able to take the IC job. But the only thing kept me from taking that IC job is advancement. And we had a guy on the ship that was a good IC man, and he was an IC3 probably at that time for like 7 years, man. And I see all these people advancing, man, real fast and real quick. I was like, man, I can't be no IC man. So the DC rate, and then we had like a 7-year DC1 on board, and I was already in division, and the guy was sharp. And he freaking was teaching me a lot. Somebody teaching me something. Knowledge is power. And this guy was teaching me something, and we was going through something. He sold me so good, man. Like, he was setting me up. Like, he'd come in there on Monday, and I was the only fireman in division. And dude, he used to have me lessons for the week.
Yeah. Oh, that's back when people cared.
Yeah, man. He used to have me, okay, this is what I want you to do this week, and Friday we're going to talk about it type stuff. He used to do that for me, man. Big shots out. Right now, I think he retired, Lieutenant Commander or Commander Brian. Hey, big shots out to that guy, man. He was a DC1, man, and he was like, man, made somebody you want to look up to, somebody you wanted to go out and do great things for every day you come to work, because he was ready and he was prepared. So big shots out to that guy, man. So yeah, I ended up striking DC, man, and that's probably, to me, man, one of the. And then another reason why it worked out, man. I'm like hyper motivated, effort, because I was always built on you got to outwork me, right? And all that stuff kind of like fell into place when it comes to DC, man. Like I love like effort and motivation and seeing it in people's eyes when they learning something and they train. Cause I'm always training people, right? On the ship as a DC, we always training. So when you see somebody actually get it, that's why I'm glad I went DC also, man. I like seeing people in their eyes, like, and say, okay, now I understand what people been saying for a long time. So I like that part of the job too.
Yeah. My what made me join the Navy is a little different than anything else. I moved to Florida based off of some advice from my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
She gave me some advice. I lost a job in Philly, so I moved to Florida. I was living with my aunt and uncle, who both retired. He was a master chief. She was a lieutenant commander. That was their ranks when they retired.
Nice.
And they would, have me around all their retired friends, and these guys had back, especially in these times, they were driving like Benzes, 600s,
nice.
like just things that just seemed pretty attractive. And I would work with my uncle. He was doing HVAC. So I would go do some stuff with him and kind of learning how to like maneuver around like running a business and like handling things like that. Cause he would do invoices and, he did a lot of work on the side. He established relationships with different companies. I don't know how, at this point, I don't know how legal what this was. I know whatever he was doing was legit, but he worked for an HVAC. So he's a retired master chief. This guy loved to work. First of all, my uncle Ray loves to work, but he worked for HVAC company, right? Where he did like installs for like corporate places, Books A Million, stuff like that, right? So we talk about the Jacksonville, Savannah area. Then he did his own HVAC work, right? And that's why I say I don't know. Like I don't know if this. I mean, we way past the jurisdiction of anything at this point. But as I'm an older guy, I realized he developed relationships with the people that he knew through the company that he was like a regional manager. So he had like other guys go out and actually do the work. He would just kind of come to the sites and like do inspections and stuff like that. But he built up relationships with other companies. So in his on a side job, when he was doing like people houses and stuff like that, he already knew where to get the scratch and dent AC unit from and stuff like that. So he would be able to go right back to the people that they dealt with in the business and get, material and stuff like that. So I learned a lot about making those kind of connections with him and stuff like that. But after a while, things just kind of damper, I don't know how to say that, you know what I'm saying? But my aunt, I could tell she was ready for me to go, you know what I'm saying? You got this man child,
Yeah.
in your house, you know what I'm saying? And things, she never had any kids. So now you don't have kids to like inheriting a grown ass man in your crib, you know what I'm saying? And I knew it was time for me to leave when my dad was coming to visit, and my aunt was like, hey man, you're gonna have to find, an apartment because your dad coming to visit, and in my head, I'm like, damn, like I got like my dad coming to visit, I gotta find an apartment, like that, like I gotta move out the crib, you know what I'm saying? But it was a lot. Like I was doing stuff and I crashed her car. It was a lot, little just dumb, irresponsible stuff. Wasn't telling her. So I know that, she was, and this is my assessment. This was always my assessment of it as a younger guy. When I get older, it's a lot of adulthood shit that I add to this story. But as a younger guy, I knew that like everything was kind of bubbled up, and just it was time for me to go, for me and for my aunt and uncle. But in which my aunt, I love her to death. This, but this is an old story. So I was driving her car one day. She had a Mercedes. I was driving it, and I was going to work. I was working as an electrician. My uncle hooked me up. So I had just took the test for apprenticeship. I passed it, and I got accepted to the apprenticeship program. So I was going to do that. I was in International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. I was in a union. I had just got accepted to the apprenticeship program, and I was speeding in her car, right? And it's crazy because so I never really sped. But it was a 2-lane road that then turned into a single lane road. And every time I let people get in front of me, when it turned into the single, they would drive like under the speed limit. It was always dark, like the lights. It wasn't that many lights out there.
Yeah.
And this particular day, I'm like, man, you're not about to just. I'm not about to slow down, let you get in front of me, and then you just start driving slow. I'm trying to get it was a restaurant called Everybody's that I would go to before work. I'm trying to make it to Everybody's and give me, give me that homemade breakfast, that really good breakfast.
Yeah.
And so I sped up to hit that single lane. I sped up, and I just didn't know that, the driver was a police officer. You know what I'm
So
saying?
you
So
didn't
they turned them
hit.
lights on.
So you have hit a police officer.
No, I ain't hit the car. I wasn't trying to speed up like to crash into the car, like fat, like like Dom Toretto.
Yeah,
like it's
man,
like it wasn't like a Fast and Furious. Like I'm gonna run you off the road.
You said an accident. I thought you didn't hit the police.
No accident. No, I sped up to get in front of. So it was a double lane, but it would always turn into a single.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever it turned into a single, the car that was in front of me would like slow down, like, and I would be impatient as I'm following this car.
Yeah.
So what I did was I wasn't having it today. Like I'm going to Everybody's. I want some food. So this particular day, I wasn't having it. So I sped up in front of the car, and then them sirens came on right there. And cops always got like the best like one-liners when they get out the car. He's like, hey, you trying to race me or something? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, nah, So what wound up happening was after I got the ticket, I was like, man, I don't want to go home and tell my aunt this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was like just this to me. This would have been like, and at this young, immature age, this would have been the straw that broke the camel's back at this young, immature age that I was.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what can I do? I was like, all right, I'll say that I'm gonna join the military. So I called my dad immediately, like, hey, Dad, and this was all in my head. But I when I called him, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna join the military. I'm gonna be a Marine. And he was like, man, don't be no Marine. They dying over there, right? So that's specifically, what he said. And when you grow up, most Black people, they just kind of equate any service of the military to people dying. But at this time in the world, it was still Marines dying.
Yeah.
A lot. So I was like, he was like, do like the Navy or something. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do the Navy. In my head, I wasn't gonna go. I was going to go on DEP, go back home to Philly, and then decide not to, do anything after I paid for the ticket. So I paid the ticket before I left Florida. I paid the ticket the same day I got it. I never told my aunt about it. And I left. And I went on delayed entry, and I told them in Florida. My recruiter was an EN1, great woman, helped me, got me through the process. But the whole time I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna finagle this and go to Philly and not join the Navy and just do my thing.
Yeah.
But I started working for a temp agency in Philly now. Now it's crazy. I leave Florida, working as an electrician, working for the union, having an apprenticeship and all that shit, just to go back to Philly, working for a temp agency with my brother. We surrounded by people that would have a hard time getting any other job. At that moment, it's a few of us. It's me, my brother, and my cousin. And we working, and I remember at some point during my time on deck, my aunt sent me a letter, and it was like the ticket. You know what I'm saying? It was like a ticket for like $280, $170 or something. And I thought I was cool because I paid it off as soon as I got it. I'm like, man, I'm good. I paid this off. I'm out of here. And they had a mailbox outside that they didn't go to often. So she got the letter saying I needed to go to court because I was driving way faster than the limit that you would be able to mail in your ticket. So I was going like 80. I was going like 85 and a 55. So I was going 30 over. They could have took me in, but they didn't. So they sent the ticket back like, yo, you're not just paying this. You got to go to court. So my aunt, when she sent me that letter, I'm like, man, she might, figure. She never even heard this whole story. She don't know what I was thinking as a 19-year-old, kid. So I'm like, she might think that I, only decided to go to the Navy because of this ticket. So what do I have to do to prove that that's not the case? I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So so I went. I went. You know, I
Yeah.
went. And I thought I was going to only do how much I signed up for. Now, when I went and signed up, I signed up for 6. I signed up for 6 based off the advice of my uncle. So I was already my Uncle Ray, my aunt's husband, who walked me through the whole thing. So I joined to be an electrician, the same thing that I was doing before I joined. And I joined and got a signing bonus.
Yeah.
So he kind of, but if it wasn't for him, I might have been on this, and got that whole, gas turbines, these multi-million-dollar pieces of equipment. I might have got that whole
Yeah.
cell too. And this ain't the like this ain't the knock GSs or nothing like that. Well, I mean, but that's what I would have got too. But I joined to be an electrician. The same thing I was doing out in town. The same, it was something I was interested in. If it was totally up to me, I would have never left the apprentice at that time. I would have never left the apprenticeship. I would have kept working there, got my journeyman, and did everything from there.
Yeah.
Now the Navy experience is something that, like, it's a once in a lifetime thing. I think everybody should do at least 4 years. If COVID wasn't a thing, though.
Yeah. Most definitely. That's good, man.
Yeah, so that's what got me here.
Yeah.
And and then like the whole first couple of years, it was still, trying to do something like open a studio or something like that, only God knows, what's to come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Most definitely.
Because I thought all that stuff was going to happen early, but I cared about my career early. Like, as soon as I started getting W's, as soon as I started getting accomplishments, I wanted to continue to get accomplishments. And then my aunt was one of my biggest supporters. You know what I'm saying? She was one of the reasons that my aunt and my uncle, actually, they were two of the reasons why I was trying to outpace everybody. I was secretly trying to outpace them. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be competitive to them, even though they had already got out.
Yeah. That's all it's about, man. I'm the same way, man. I try to outpace people. I ain't gonna let you know, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing, though. But yeah, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah, that used to be my thing, man. Proving a point. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole reason why I joined. It was to prove a point. It wound up fucking me up, man. I got a car after that. I couldn't get insurance because I had to pay this ticket, in which I couldn't pay it. The first court date, I was in boot camp, and then I went to Virginia, and I just felt like it was a task to get from Virginia to Florida. And then I felt like I would have needed my aunt's help in some way to take care of this, right? Because she lived in Florida. And as much as, I could have used it, I didn't feel like that was the best choice at the time, was to ask my aunt to help me take care of something that I got myself into and kind of did it, around her. So I irresponsibly, I just never ever like paid it. It took a long time for me to pay this thing. I had a car and everything, couldn't drive it. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, man. So that's what got me. It's not all like bright lights and like
flashy
fireworks,
flashy,
but that's why I'm here, man.
Yeah.
but it's built on that. But I mean, ever since then I've been pushing, doing my thing, doing what we supposed to do. So
good stuff, man. So I have a question for you today.
Yeah, so, is this like off the cuff? Like,
no,
am I not ready for this question?
You ready for it? You always ready, man. You stay ready. My question earlier, we was talking about Xboxes and PS5s and stuff, right? Did you hear about the young was it Sailor, or I think it was Sailor, went to, instead of being at his PT or something, he went to pick up a PS5 and got busted down and everything?
Well, what is that? What is it? If you it's a Space Force guy, man.
Yeah, Space Force. Yeah.
If you in a Space Force, are you a sailor? What's the rank? What's the rank structure? I think I need to look.
We didn't look that up and find that out.
I think I need to look that up. Yeah. Man.
Yeah, it was
Space Force. I'm looking it up right now. Space Force rank structure.
Yeah. It was,
but I heard about it, man.
Yeah, so I heard about it.
But like, did you read what he said? Like, what this guy said?
What did he say?
Did you read what he said?
What did he say?
he pretty much was saying like he'll eat the he'll I'm looking at the rank structure right now. Corporal, lance corporal,
Okay.
sergeant, gunnery sergeant. Okay. So yeah, that's what it looked like. Astronaut first class, senior astronaut. I don't know. Some of this shit could be jokes, man.
Yeah.
Like
That's
it
true.
didn't take us too long to
Yeah,
figure it out. But he pretty much said he'll eat the chit. He'll eat the chit. Like he don't care about it.
Yeah.
Like the PS5 is worth a counseling shit.
Yeah. That's good.
Oh, airman. So airman E1 through E4, airman basic E1, airman E2, airman first class E3, senior airman E4, non-commissioned officer NCO E5 and E6, staff sergeant E5, technical sergeant E6, senior force senior SNCO, senior force senior non-commissioned officer ranks is E7 through E9.
You know,
So E7 is a supervisor, E9 is a manager level or whatever. So master sergeant, E7, senior. All right, I'm getting confused here, but yeah.
I just know, man, like the first thing I was thinking about is like when I think about the PS5 and I think about these video games and stuff, man, I start always thinking about my kids, man. You know what I mean? Comes up and I know how they are like a video game phone, like all day. So when I read something like this, I'm gonna tell you, I am not surprised at
Yeah.
all. Like these video games and kids now, man, these days are like out of control, man. Like right now, I can go for a day. I probably can only like no shit, man. Sometimes I probably see my kids like 3 times a day, man. And maybe 4 because of a snack or something. But they're gonna be for breakfast. I'm gonna see them at lunch and I'm gonna see them at dinner. And they may throw a snack time in there, man. Other than that, they're probably playing video games or on their phone playing a video game or whatever the case may be, man. So I have to pretty much like, hey, you guys going outside to do something today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something gonna happen today. You guys doing something. But other than that, man, that's what they doing. So I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah. So I mean, what's your take on it? Is it worth the is a young Damon Leggins gonna eat that counseling shit for what he want? What would you trying what was you trying to get back then? Some dumbbells? A fresh set of a fresh set of
I most definitely was in a workout game, but that wasn't me, man.
A fresh set of 45s.
Wasn't nothing out there that I was gonna take.
The brand new Rogue Fitness Iron Grips just released.
Nothing for me. It's just not my style, man. Like if I know I have to be somewhere, man, I don't think. And then I don't know, man. Like to me, like look, it's so many ways he could have probably got out of that PT session by not just going. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure it's something he could have came up with before probably to get out of that.
Bomb threat?
Like I just tell, like, man, sometimes your supervisor understand things, man. Like just when you don't say nothing and you just, you know, and then who knows, man, if it's somebody that's been doing a great job or been doing whatever, it probably would have been like a little slap on the wrist. This guy probably already been getting in trouble before, and who knows, man? I don't know the circumstances. Yeah.
Hey, but that begs the question though. What's the weight of a counseling shit?
Oh, it's not. You don't wait till a counseling shit. The only time counselors have a weight is when we execute it how we told them in the beginning. If you get 3 counseling shits or whatever, you go in the freaking DRB. If we actually went through it that more often than none, then it has some weight. But now, man, we got people going to freaking DRB with 18 counseling shits, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So,
yeah, because he said he'll eat that counseling shit.
Yeah,
he's like, I eat that. Yeah, I eat
for a PS5.
I eat them for breakfast.
Yeah,
I mean, I eat them joints for breakfast.
I'm not surprised. You know what I mean? Right now, kids will eat a counseling shit for a PS5. You know what I mean?
Kids will eat a counseling shit to stay sleep in that rack.
Man. Oh yeah, but if you mess around,
just to go to sleep for 10 minutes longer, somebody eat that counseling shit.
Yeah, but you mess around and tell them you ain't at your appointed place of duty, then you got a problem. If you back that up, they'll have a problem with that though. You didn't do so and so like that. Why you doing me like that?
Them fan room beatdowns, man. That's the old school way of handling things. Them fan room beatdowns.
Yeah, man. No doubt about that. know what I mean?
The Pharaoh beat, that was
Most definitely get yoked up. Hey, I remember like the stories before,
that's definitely hazing, and it's
yeah.
wrong. Be responsible, guys.
Yeah, I remember stories, man, that my chief used to tell me back in the day, man, like stories, because all that stuff was going away when I was coming in, but it was still happening, but it was going away. Bokeh, counseling and all that stuff you say. But this guy used to tell me, man, how you should like be in OBAs. You guys know what OBAs is, man. You know what I mean?
Cinco breathing apparatus?
No.
What is it?
Oxygen breathing apparatus.
Oxygen breathing. Okay. All right.
So he used to say how when people they go on air, right, and they mess up or whatever, they used to grab their hoses, man, because the hoses came down like this, and they used to grab their hoses when they mess up. And when you grab them hoses, man, you can't breathe.
Yeah, that's fucking
so
crazy.
Yeah, man, he used to grab like these hoses, man, put people on the bulkheads and stuff, and like tell do this like that. I'm like, man, you grab them hoses, man. That's like my life in jeopardy, man. I don't know if I can handle that, man.
Yeah, what happens?
Yeah, man. Like I'm finna,
you did. You slipped up, you know what I'm saying? You slipped up. You forgot to do an agent test. Your chief at the debrief, he grabbed you by the hose.
Yeah.
What you gonna do, man?
Oh, man? I don't know, man, but I ain't finna fall out.
DC two-legged forgot that agent test.
Yeah, man. I mess around and I have to tell him that what I did growing up. You know what I did growing up, man? WWE Stone Cold Steve Austin, man. You know what I mean? That's all I know. That's Stone Cold Steve Austin, man. Yeah, man. But yeah, that's crazy.
The Space Force is projected to grow to 16,000 military personnel. 2,500 active duty personnel transfer from Air Force Space Command by the beginning of fiscal year 2021. So Space Force is a real thing, man. And which I knew it was when it was announced. I never thought it was a joke. And I never understood why anybody else would think it was a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I just that conversation was like crazy how, the PS5 are doing like that, man. Kind of caught me off guard.
What's your take on this Space Force though, man?
I don't know. I really don't have no thought on it. Sounds like it's a real thing though, but I don't really have a thought on, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Or have I read that much about it?
It's the final frontier, man.
Yeah,
it's the final frontier. You think it's something out there for us to be? It's a reason for us to be going out.
Well, it's like this, man. We explorers, man. You know what I mean? So if we go out there, that's what we going out there to do, to see. We don't know, so we going out there to explore and to find out if something's out there. Power to them, man. I just don't want to be involved too much with it, man. I don't want to see nothing out there, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So your son come up to you, hey dad, it was the Navy, that was what I was, trying to do, but I changed my mind. I'm taking my talents over to the Space Force.
Well, you know what? If he says some stuff like that, man, then I do my research on it, man. You know what I mean? Do my research on it and find out what's going on and how he's gonna be successful, and we'll do the research together actually, because I'm sure someone has told him something about it and now he's on board with it. So if he does that, then I'm gonna have to do my research to counter it. If it can be countered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To counter what he got going on. But
yeah, if you want to counter,
if I want to,
you might be all for it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, space is our next step.
Yeah.
But between like SpaceX and everything, space is our next step. I don't see us, not venturing out there soon.
Yeah. I agree.
I know we watch Star Wars and all that, so people kind of look at all that stuff, but that's where we're going next. So
yeah, I agree.
I got a question for you, man.
Yeah.
Did you study coming up in the ranks from E1 through E6, E7, or whatever like that? Did you study? Did you open up different tech manuals about your rate?
I will say this, man. Probably E3 to E5. More as an E5 though than any rate. I bought what was the name of the little thing they used to have out there? Man, I was buying stuff to study to help me study and all type of stuff, man. As an E5, I probably studied the hardest. When I became E6, well, first class, and I came to the ship, the time I was on the ship, and I had this chief that used to tell me, man, if you know your job, you ain't got nothing to worry about, with advancing, blah, blah. If you know your job, it says study the thing that you do every day. If you actually study that stuff, you'll get better at your job, and you will be knowledgeable in your job and things like that. So that's kind of how I did, man. I took it like that because my job is kind of broken down in a way that I can study stuff without studying stuff. And I say that between the lines of, if I know all about AFFF as I'm doing this maintenance, now I have studied AFFF. Now I know all about it. Right. So now I go to one of my job descriptions, gas free, all that stuff that I take exams on, I do PMS on. The only thing that I used to look at most of the time when we should do it was the stuff that didn't have anything to do with my rate, because I was always comfortable in my rate. Even when I was E5 and I went out of my rate job, I used to always study my rate because I knew I was going out of my rate as E5. That's why I say I studied the hardest as an E5, because it wasn't really ready available for me to study. So I had to actually like get stuff and find stuff and do all this stuff to try to study for it.
Do you see a lot of, just in visually, do you see a lot of sailors studying now?
Well, I see a lot of sailors. I see a lot of sailors now talking about they studying. They always say, yeah, they study, but do you know what to study? How to study? I feel like it's a lot of talk about it, but they ain't actually going out there and actually putting that work in and putting that time in. And this is how I feel, because I look at when someone that works for me does not make rank, I look at their profile sheet, probably like every leader do. We look at the profile sheet. We want to talk to them. We want to make them better, right? At the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So I look at their profile sheet, and sometimes I'm thinking like, to get 5%, to get like 2 questions out of 18, man, you couldn't have studied that, man. Mm-hmm. I'm just being real. You couldn't have studied that. So sometimes our rating manual is so big that it's hard to study everything, and you're not gonna be able to study anything because you got probably like 50 things on there. It's saying study, right?
On the
so
bib,
on the bibs,
right?
On the bibs,
bibliography for advancement.
So it got like 50 things on it, so you don't know what to study. So my thing I used to do and to study is use. At first, I was using my supervisor's profile sheet, right? And then when I took exam, I started using my profile sheet, and I focused on those things, and then everything else, I just play the how I play. I just study it like that. But I focus on those, whatever 8 things, 7 things, whatever it is in there, and I studied that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I know I couldn't study.
Because I mean, now that they got the topics and the subtopics that kind of break down what you need to study from in the bibs. But I mean, I just think because you talking about exams, I just think like every day studying. I don't know how popular this ever was, but I thought it was a little bit more popular. But I used to study everything. Like I would study the 3M manuals.
Oh yeah.
And by study, I mean just read. Like one night on a duty day, if I'm on CCS watch or if I'm in my shop, I would read. I would, after I did whatever duty. I think duty days kind of starting to get just, you come in, stand your watch. The EDO probably gonna leave you alone and you do your thing. Back when I was coming up, EDO had a task list.
Yeah.
We had a duty E task list, and then we stood watch, and then I would still study. I would break open a book and I would study.
Yeah.
It was a GSM who I came up with, Thaman Khatri, one of my guys, man. Love this guy. But he was an avid studier. He would open up a book, he would read it. Nowadays, I'm not giving you a spot check unless you studied the 5100.13 and the 4790s. Unless you open them up and you read it, I'm not giving you a spot check.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people equate whatever their knowledge is to something that somebody else told them. You know what I'm saying? And you could fail at something that somebody else told you if they wrong. You know what I'm saying? Or you could die on this what they told me hill. people do that too.
Yeah.
Like, well, what's the name told me? Like, nah, it's in writing somewhere. It's somewhere that tell us how to clean a P-way. You know what I'm saying? It's something in writing everywhere. And one of the things that I did learn when I studied was that a lot of people are wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Most
saying?
definitely.
Like a lot of them books got information in them that I never got from other people, despite how great those people were as influencers on my career. So, I just wanted to take a second just to, like, for me, based off of my visual, I think studying is becoming a lost art. Like just opening up a book and studying.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I talk to my divos about. Brand new officers, when they come to the ship, open up a book, read your roles and responsibilities, study this book. And then even with the new guys, like, hey, this ain't happening unless you open up a book, read the tag out users manual, like learn the job. Like it's all here in front of you. And some people, it pains them to open up a book and read. It's
Yeah.
like painful, man.
And a big thing I think about when you said that was that I picked up books and read them because I know I didn't know the answers. So
Right.
I wanted to know the answers though. I don't want to look like crap in front of nobody. So I want to know the answer. So that made me, and I know when I came up, I didn't know everything. I knew I didn't never portrayed to know a lot of stuff about anything.
Yeah.
So I picked up a book like you write 3M and things like that, man, the GIFM and things like that. I picked that stuff up and read them, and they had them in chapters. Like, okay, read this chapter right here. You know why they told me to read that chapter? Because that's probably the chapter that pertains to what I'm going to be doing. Right. So
Yeah.
I most definitely made sure I was knowledgeable in that, but I like to be knowledgeable in a lot of different things, man. I like to be able to point out, put sailors in the right position. So, and it was done for me too, though. So I'm not ever saying
Yeah.
like this, I'm the guy that always do it like this. No, I had people before me did me like that, and they used to give me questions, and I used to get like 5 questions, and then I had to figure out and make me read chapter 1 of this and come talk to me about it. You know what I mean? I used to get stuff like that to happen to me growing up, and I try to give a lot of that stuff back. But you are right. You should see the face that you should get when I tell a sailor, "Hey, go look this up. I'm not gonna give you the answer. Go
Yeah.
here and look this
It's
up."
like,
And it's like I
it's
didn't.
like you done them wrong.
Yeah,
It's like you done them some wrong.
yeah,
Like I always operated with I call it a healthy fear. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, let me make sure I know what I'm doing. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So that I don't mess nothing up. But yeah, man, I remember we had an issue with tag out, and I'm like, all right, let me give these guys the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna make everybody read the tag out users manual and write a report. Man, like people was like, gun decking a book report. Like they wasn't really doing it, taking it from other people. And all the while, I'm like, damn, this shit is gonna help you. Like, if you read this, it's gonna help you. You're gonna be better for it. But they wasn't trying to hear that
yeah,
shit, man.
man. Mad as I
It's
don't
like,
know
yeah,
what.
Chief giving us book
Man,
reports. Like,
cheap
is this
tripping,
school?
cheap tripping, man. What's wrong with him,
Like
man?
I learned the most from the tag out users manual from reading it myself. Like
Yeah,
nobody trains. I watch people train. Like nobody training people to go to the manual. They'll take them to the binder. Like, yeah, that's where you grab the THS. But nobody like
yeah,
training you to just go to the manual, read
yeah.
it.
Send
Everything's
an
in there. Like
instruction, man. Yep.
how you fill out every sticker, how you fill out everything is right in there. And like nobody thinks to kind of open up. And that's just tag out, but it's way more stuff, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into something real light, real quick, man. Because we never talked about the Army Navy game.
Oh man, dude. Let me tell you about this Army Navy game. And this has been on my grinding on my screws for a long time when it comes to the Navy game. Not even talking about the Navy, the way the Navy plays football for years and years. And matter of fact, let me back that up. Hey, all you officers out there that went to the Navy Academy, I'm not bashing the Navy. I just want to talk about this football game.
No, fuck it, man. Bash it, man.
They'll be on here, man. Look, they
no
never
more disclaimers, man.
listen,
I'm not
listen,
giving
man.
nobody
They
disclaimers.
never
Take it how you take it.
They never jumped on here and hollered at us and talked to us, but I bet they'll be ready to go at my head when I'm talking about the Navy.
Take it how you take it,
but
man.
check this
We
out.
not giving no more disclaimers.
But check
man.
this out. If the Navy football team threw the damn ball, they'll probably be all right. Why are we running? We need 20 yards, 15 yards 10 yards or a third down play, and we are running the football. Who does that besides the Navy? Probably nobody. Come on, man. We have to have some type of passing plays in the game. If I'm telling you every play that I'm going to run the ball, I'm going to put 9 to 10 defenders in the box to stop you from running the football. Come on, man. It's like football 101. I'm going to put more people up there to stop your people until you throw the ball. When you start throwing the ball, then you make me start thinking as a defense. I'm going to start thinking now. But in the Navy game, man, hey, go back and check that game, man. They ran the ball almost every time. And it was like painful to watch. Painful. How many points they had in the game? Like 5?
0. No, they had 0.
Oh,
they
my
got shut
goodness.
out.
They got
it was 0 to 15. It was 0 to 15.
Yeah, 15. Yeah, that's what it was. But come on, man. And I'm telling you, and I know how painful that was to everybody who was watching it because I'm a Navy guy and I always want the Navy to win and everything. But that was so painful. Like, come on, man. Dude, give me. And then everybody, like, is in the Navy on Facebook. They talking like, go Navy, go Navy, go Navy. Did you guys already know who's going to lose that damn game? Because I did. You know what I mean? Because I've been watching it for a while. I mean,
so you saying they trash this year?
Oh, trash. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they trash. And I knew they was gonna lose that game, but trust me, I'm always gonna root. Yeah. I'm always gonna go Navy, but hey, I knew they were gonna lose. But the Army wasn't really doing anything that was like crazy either.
They scored like a field goal or something in the second quarter, and then they scored 12 points unanswered in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
that was it.
It wasn't that major. We just didn't do anything.
Navy went through 4 quarters with they went through 4 quarters with 0 points. That mean they never gotten a field goal position or not. No, man.
They probably wouldn't even kick the field goal. They probably would have ran it again. You know what
I mean? Now historically the Navy, has more wins than the Army.
Yeah.
Like 60 wins. I think Army got like 49, something like that.
Yeah, man.
But this year it wasn't the Navy's year this year, man.
No, it most definitely would. And so if anybody wanna, talk to us about the Navy run attack, man, please, hit us up, man. I want to know more about this.
The run attack.
That run attack. You know what I mean? That's all.
Did your team win this game? Did your team win
today?
Just today? I ain't look at the stats.
So right now, I think the headlines
did y'all win?
I think the headlines.
Did y'all win?
I think the headlines right now.
Did y'all win? Did y'all win?
I think the headlines right now is 49ers upset Arizona Cardinals.
Oh shit, y'all won.
That's right, we won, man. We actually beat them pretty convincingly, man. I just want you to know that, because the 49ers is one of them teams, man. We are not this good this year. I'm telling you, the reason why is because we are hurt. A lot of people are hurt this year, but I'm here to tell you, man, we still got a pretty good team, and we'll be back in the thing next year. I mean, we just got a lot of injuries.
I saw your Niners video you did.
Yeah, man.
Niners.
I came back, man.
Your worldwide Niners Nation or whatever.
Yeah, man. You hit me up, man. You throw a little shade at me, man. I ain't gonna talk too much about it, man. You throw a little shade when you say it was hard for me to talk about the Niners, man, with that record, man. So, but I ain't gonna talk about that too much, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know it was hard. I know you had a tough time, man, bringing it back. But I mean, it takes a brave man.
Yeah,
you know
man.
What I'm saying?
Man.
Turn that mic on and turn that video on, and talk about things like that.
Yeah.
So I commend you. You know what I'm saying? I can't. You won't see me doing any videos about the Eagles anytime soon. I don't even watch football though.
Yeah.
I stopped watching. For the last football game I saw was the Eagles Super Bowl game. I'm thinking about going back to watching football, but I haven't watched a football game in a long time.
Yeah, man, I'm a big football fan, man. I'm always watching college. I'm an Ole Miss fan, and I'm a big time 49er fan. I'm just a sports fan, period, though. I like a lot of sports, basketball, baseball, golf. I like everything, man. I like sports.
I always loved football, but it got weird to me after the Kaepernick nil. Some stuff got weird to me there. I fell back off of it. But I'm thinking about gradually kind of getting back into it, watching it. Just some of the ways that, some things were handled. I just didn't really see why I need to watch it. I could watch college football or something like that if I wanted to get, football.
Yeah.
My football in. or whatever.
Yeah,
So
that's true. I mean, it did get a little crazy back then, man. But I mean, but that's how it's been, man. Like in the last a year or two, man. Like everything been getting. Well, I ain't gonna say two shit. Probably last 3 years, 4 years. Like everything been kind of crazy with with football and kneeling and sitting and all type of stuff for the anthem and how people portray what it means when somebody do this, what it mean when they do that. They freaking spitting on the military. If they do this, they do that. Man, it's a lot. It's a lot what was going on, and I know that's big for some people, and whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, that's why we wear this uniform. That's how I take it. You know what I mean? So people can do whatever they want to do and how they want to do it. That's why we do this. So
yeah, and me being in the military, I felt like people of like the masses completely disregarded him saying that he spoke with a military member before he made his decision, and they kind of gave him advice of what to do.
Yeah, because
I always feel like civilians like completely forget that part of. I don't want to go too deep in this story, right? But I always feel like civilians completely forget that he said he spoke with a vet or something like that, and the vet gave him advice.
Yeah,
like
it was crazy, man. It was crazy. I mean, I know, I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. People want to represent, military and things like that, and they think however they want to think. But you're right. He got advice, man. Because you know what? And I'm gonna say this before we get off this topic, because I don't want to get too deep into it too. But what happened was, and you guys can call me out on this. I don't care. He's the first time he did it. He sit. He didn't kneel. He sit down. We're talking about Kaepernick. He sit down. Then he got advice from this veteran that told him, well, don't sit, kneel. So he started kneeling every time after that. He got the advice. And yeah, man, it was crazy. But the thing about it is, man, he said why he was doing it, and people still didn't understand that. So
yeah, he said why. Yeah, it was kind of like everything was available,
it didn't matter,
and people still disregarded.
Yeah,
that's the weirdest part about it all to me. And people will listen to us now and disagree with some of what we're saying, and we dancing around it. We trying to dance around it.
Yeah,
but like
right now we
the
still
weirdest
dancing
part
around
about
it.
it. We still trying to dance around it. But the weirdest part was he explained everything, and people still. Like, it's like, damn, why don't you ask me if I'm offended? Like, I am a military member, what I'm saying? I definitely wasn't, oh man, he's disrespecting the flag. All right. Let's we gonna get it until we get to this. I mean, this is what we, so this is what we came here to do. You know what I'm saying? But this is what we came here to do. But I ain't feel disrespected at all.
Yeah,
you
me
know
either.
what I mean?
Me either.
But if you did, matter of fact, check, man. If you did feel disrespected, this is something I want to talk about. So if you felt disrespected, we could do a special episode where we kind of talk about this and figure out, why you felt disrespected as an armed service member, or leave a comment. I want to know how that affected you, how that affected your heart. You know what I'm saying? How what he did, even after speaking to a vet and going off the vet's advice, how that affects your heart. I'm interested in that. Like,
yeah, me too, man.
I do want
I really am too.
Consider it.
Yeah. And we most definitely get on here and talk about it, man. Like, I most definitely, like, if you got any questions, any comments, you put them on there and we will answer it, or we'll bring you on, whatever the case may be. Just get on there and holler at us, man.
Yeah. So I know you probably was expecting, a couple $1,000, from the stimulus. You might have felt like it wasn't enough. I don't know what how you felt about it, but that's been delayed.
Yeah.
El Presidente brought that thing to a halt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
what's your take on that?
Yeah, man. So the truth about it, man, I was thinking about I was going to invest all that money, man. But from the take I got on it, he's putting it a halt to he want more. Now I'm not sure. I haven't gotten the details about reading it, but I heard something about he want $2,000 per adult or whatever. And I guess what Democrats, what I hear too, is all about it. Okay, yeah, let's do it. And when they try to do it, Republicans shot it down. I could be wrong about that. So but that's what I heard anyway. That's what I read a little bit about it, but I wasn't sold on what was going on. So, but yeah, I know the president had put a halt to it all, man. It's the end of December, so probably not gonna happen anyway till he go out of office now, man. I don't see that happening now. You know what I mean? With that, because now you got to go back into meetings. You got to go in there and retool the whole freaking bill and all type of stuff. So I'm sure.
All right, check. So it's a lot of elements to this bill, right?
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of different
Yeah.
things and different places the money gonna go.
Yeah.
But let's specifically talk about the $600 that they were talking about going to single people. Let's just talk about the $600 for a second.
Yeah.
And I know that could be a problem with media, because media picks like one thing to talk about, right? So I acknowledge that, you know, the money is for multiple things. I acknowledge that there's more money toward unemployment until around like March or something like that, like $300, stuff like that, right? But let's specifically talk about the $600. Do you feel like $600 would have been enough for a single person without children that's been going through this for about 9 months?
Man, $600. I spoke about this before with people just sitting around the table, just was chatting about it. Man, $600 is nothing. And I was thinking about, I would put myself in that position as being in the military. Don't affect me as much. But someone who's been like in and out of a job, got rent to pay, got bills to pay, all this type of stuff, man, $600 is nothing. I mean, I don't know what to do with $600. Not even talking about where you stay. If you stay in California, man, that's like you ain't finna do nothing with $600. Nothing. Yeah. I just don't know. Being single out there right now, what $600 will do for you. Now, with that being said, it's a lot of people out there against the $600. But check this out, people. Everybody out there, check this out. We are in a pandemic. People are not working right now. Someone has to do something. The government has to do something. I hear a lot of comments, people freeloading, people doing this, people doing that. Guess what? What they gonna do next gonna be breaking into buildings. People gonna eat. People gonna starve. And guess what the next thing gonna do? They're gonna eat. And they're gonna find out how they're gonna eat. So whatever they need to do, they're gonna figure it out. So if we keep playing this thing where, well, okay, they freeload, they can't get a job. Guess how many people that lost their jobs? A lot of people, right? I don't know what $600 do. That's my opinion, man. I don't know what $600 would do, but I know it depends on where you staying at. $600 is not enough to do anything.
Yeah.
So that's my take on the $600.
Yeah, and it's a lot of takes. People, you know, feel like people need to pull themselves up by the bootstraps, and you know that whole way of thinking, go out and get it. You know, everybody else going out and getting it. And that's, you know, one of the more popular ways of thinking in the last few years is like, what's your excuse, kind of, you know what I'm saying? That what's your excuse mentality. From what I know is that, you know, some things that affect you in more ways than one. So you got psychological effects that come with certain things that's shocking. You got physical effects, and you got some health. You know, some people go through health stress, you know, shit like that. So you can't take some of these things for granted. You know what I'm saying? You know, just a simple, you know, my mom, she was involved. She got hit by a car some years ago, and that's had long-term effects on her. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just she got hit by a car. She had to go through a little bit of recovery and boom, boom, boom. That had long-term effects, man. Yeah. She'll never be the same after getting hit by that car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like she got flipped in the air, nothing crazy like that, but something happened. She was physically damaged from that, but it also has some psychological effects. Those things affect you more than, you know, people think. So I'm not one to judge why somebody needs money or what, you know, what they got going on. And I mean, that might be a liberal way of thinking, but I too feel like $600 ain't a lot of money.
Yeah.
Just because $600 ain't a lot of money. And I mean, they give us these things to like strengthen the economy. They give us these things so we could put it right back into the economy or whatever. Yeah. Like that's what these things come for anyway. So I can't judge. I'm not judging none of that. Like that's just, it is what it is. Just $600 is not what it is though.
Yeah, and I agree. You know? And then I'm talking from from how my opinion and how I feel about the $600. So I know it's people out there that thinks totally different, and most definitely comment on it and or talk to us about it. I most definitely will talk back. You know what I mean? I just don't think
Yeah.
$600 is a lot of money, man, for especially living where I live. So that's just my opinion.
I mean, I got good information, but I got good information from both sides, and that's politics nowadays. It's two sides of everything.
Yeah.
A red side, just like right now, I got the red on, you got the blue, red side, blue side.
Yeah.
But then people just, I got people saying that people need to go get up and work. I got other people like, man, like the amount that people had to do to find a job is so much. It's not that easy during COVID to go out and find a fucking job. Like, who's going to hire you? How far away you need to go? So I've been hearing things on both sides, but I mean, we're not a political podcast.
Yeah.
And I don't think our political opinions are ever, like, just based off of our past shows, I don't think our political opinions are ever either way. Like, I think we kind of neutral and all of that shit.
And on top of that, when I say $600, also I will let you know that I know people are getting over on the system. Yes, people are. It's people probably on unemployment, drawing unemployment, and they getting over on the system and playing the system. However, I know that too. But guess what, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's rich people. It's rich people. And one of the things about now we about to get into like some shit that like I want to kind of. So one of the things about America is we pass judgment on poor people that get over on the system, right? We pass judgment on poor people that get over in the system. We read books about rich people that get over on the system. You know what I'm saying? We read books about rich people that get over on the system. So I don't even want to talk about that. Like, a lot of poor people, we get into, why you doing this? Why you doing that? We feel bad that we using this or we using that. Rich people use that shit all the time at much higher levels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They waiting on checks too from the government. You know what I'm saying? They waiting on them checks at much higher levels.
Yep.
So let's I don't know why we take the time out to judge, lower middle class and poor people and middle class people when the rich people doing the same exact shit at higher levels.
Million and $billion level. Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
That shit is crazy.
I agree.
Hey, but we need to take the time out to congratulate somebody, right?
Who congratulating, man?
Captain Bauernschmidt, I want to say that's her name.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Big deal. Again, we talking about a first, right?
Yeah.
First, guys.
Yeah.
So I mean, me and Dummo is real big on woman power, and this is a big deal for me personally because I know he is, and I am too big on leading from the front and leaders and stuff like that. And we feel like sometimes we shouldn't be in a time right now that should be a first for anything, but this is the first woman to lead an aircraft carrier, man. Right, being the captain on an aircraft carrier. So big shots out. It's you said Smith, right?
Bauernschmidt, and please forgive me if I'm saying the name wrong. Yeah, please forgive me.
Yeah, so it's a big deal, man. But, big shots out, man.
Yeah, man. First, man, that's so cool, man. So cool. Not much on that, but just congrats. And then we also got 2 women that are attempting special warfare training.
Yeah. All that stuff is huge, man. That stuff is crazy, man. People just breaking down barriers, man. I love to hear and love to see stories like this, man. People just no limits, man, on what we can do, man. No limits, man. Just go out there and put your mind to it and go out there and freaking get it done, man. I like it.
I mean, it's more to it though. It's more to it than that, right? In this conversation, right? Do you think that we are ready for women to do special warfare operations?
Yeah, and the reason why I say yes to it, man, is like we have criterias for everything. If it's supposed to be so hardcore, and we put the criteria there for it, and a woman passes that criteria, guess what? We're ready for it.
Yeah.
Right. That's how I look at it, man. Like, we have a standard, and they pass that standard that every guy passes to make it, guess what? We have to freaking be ready for it. We got to be ready for it too, because it's going to happen. It's happening now, man. They won't be the last. Trust me, they will not be the last.
Yeah. And then I ain't got much on this BMC Douglas R. Lusk, accused of attempting to record women in a private area without their consent from March to June at Naval Support Academy, Bahrain.
Well, with this guy right here, man, I'm gonna tell you this, that I don't know if he's convicted yet. I think he's supposed to be going to court martial or whatever the case may be. I don't know the whole story behind it. But if he is convicted, he's not a chief, for one. He's an E7. This is just something that you just cannot violate. Nothing, like, you just can't do it, man. You're a dirtbag, man. You nasty, dude.
Gotta give him that. Gotta give you that the nasty ass man.
Yeah, man. You just
nasty
bad,
ass man.
If
that's unacceptable.
If you recording a man or a woman and don't have their consent, you nasty, dude. Like, for real, man.
Zero tolerance policy for the nasty, man.
Yeah, man. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Chief nasty.
Yeah, man. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Freak nasty.
Yeah, man. Getting crazy out there, man. Hey, boy, I also think about it too, man. Like, man, what level you got to be at to go out there and do that, man? Like, what level of cannot get a woman or a man that you at right now that you have to put a recording something somewhere to watch someone? That's crazy. Yeah. I can't see myself going all out my way for that, man. Like,
yeah, I laugh, right? But it's really messed up. It's bothersome and it's scary to me, dude. Like, I get scared of stories like this.
Yeah, man, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have a wife. I got women sellers that I care about, and you never know it. You never know it until it's late.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I always get like petrified when I hear stories like this, man, because this could be anybody. And this could happen to anybody. I know I had something, really bad happen on the ship I was on. We had a rape happen on one of my first ships. I knew the person all too well, the victim, and it's never a good thing. It's never decent to be looking at people when they doing private activities. In any way, shape, or form. And it's always stories about people getting pulled off their ship for like looking at kitty porn and doing crazy stuff like that, man. And it's always stories of people who, got kicked out the Navy and went on to do some heinous acts. So, again, like, we need to help people when they do have these sicknesses and make sure that we give them the best care that they could get as far as coming to a resolution for whatever they're going through mentally. But that type of behavior is unacceptable, man. That type of behavior is unacceptable.
And there's no way around it. Nothing to talk about. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
These probably sellers that had his trust. You know what I'm saying? These probably sellers. I mean, well, yeah, he had that trust. These probably sellers that trusted you. With a lot of stuff, and that's how dudes do. They get the in and they take advantage of that. That shit ain't cool, man.
Yeah, no way, no shape, no way, no form, no nothing. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, and then another real quick one is the Confederate building at one of our hospitals, the Naval Hospital.
Yeah.
Is the VA has a hospital named for a slavery supporting Confederate doctor, and it won't change. Right. So it's I'll give you this really quick piece from military.com. While the Pentagon faces a new congressional mandate to rename bases honoring Confederate generals within 3 years, the Department of Veteran Affairs has no plans to do likewise under President Donald Trump. VA Secretary Robert Wilkie says, and that includes the Hunter Holmes McGuire VA Medical Center in Richmond, Virginia, named for a Confederate doctor with a troubling racial history. So they say they're not going to change the name. I don't want to get too much into that story, but I do want to ask you, what do you think about like these buildings named after people that was for slavery? So I'm separating the Confederate soldier part right now out from what I'm asking. So
Yep.
I'm asking you, what do you think about buildings that's named after people that supported slavery? Do you think that it just doesn't matter, or you think it is something necessary that we, we rewrite that history, or we change the names of those? We can't rewrite history,
Yeah.
but we change the names of those buildings and stuff like that. What you think? What's your take on that?
Man, that's a big question for me, man. I tell you this, and it's the honest truth, man. If you'd have asked me this 5 years ago, I wouldn't have cared. Right? It's so much going on in the world right now, man, that it does matter, right? My take on it is a policy came out saying within 3 years this will be done. I feel like it should be done, right? That's a
Mm-hmm.
policy. That has nothing to do with me and what I think or nothing. It's a policy that came out said it was going to do this. Now, with all that being said, I don't even know about how much I really care about things, Confederate stuff, and people changing the names and all this type of stuff, because I am a big fan of knowing where you came from. How the saying go, knowing your past will help you in the future and all this type of stuff. I want to know my past. I don't want it to go away. I don't want it to be like, want to throw it away and my kids don't know about it because this how it was before and all that stuff, the history behind all slavery, behind Confederate, behind all that stuff. I really don't want a lot of that stuff to go nowhere, because I want my family to know about it. I want my kids and their kids and their kids to know some of this stuff happened, and I feel like it'll make you stronger knowing this stuff.
I
Um,
don't know, man.
and, and,
I don't agree.
and I know you don't. I
I
know you
don't
don't.
agree.
But I tell you this though.
It's like this, like, and then I mean we could go
Yeah.
kind of go back and forth on this one, but my first E5 exam I took, I did horribly, right? So I made sure I always kept that, right? The second one I cut like really well, but the first one I took I did really bad. I didn't cut at all anywhere near where I thought I would, and I kept that to know my history, so I never repeated it, and is good shit. But it wasn't a symbol of hate. It wasn't a. I believe that like shit, like these things could be symbols of hate. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I got my driver's license at a school named after a very prominent Klan's member who was one of the people that was in the early phases of the Klan, and I didn't even know that till I watched Forrest Gump or whatever. But yeah, man, I like like that's just indication that like some things were built and rooted in people that were about hate or whatever, and these things are monuments, and these are buildings,
Yeah.
right? But these things are monuments, are ingrained in our history. I don't think that we need to keep these things in honor of people that were about, because that's what it was. It was
Yeah.
in
Hey,
honor.
yeah.
Like you got buildings named in your honor.
Yeah, and I do agree with that part of it, though. I agree with how you explain it and how you said it. But what I'm more thinking about the history behind it. Yeah, like I said, it's a policy already put in place. This stuff's will be gone. I got that. I'm all for that stuff. But what I mean by like, I'm not trying to erase this from the history books. You know what I mean? And things like that. That's kind of how my stand is.
But erase what though? Erase the fact that the country, or not erase the fact that people were so thick at the time that they decided to name a building after this person that endorsed hate. Or are you not trying to erase the history of this person that endorsed hate?
That I'm not trying to erase the fact that this guy or this girl, whoever, endorsed hate. The
Yeah.
building and stuff. You're right. I'm with that. We shouldn't at this point. And I'm telling you right now, if all the stuff that happened in the last 4 or 5 years, I probably wouldn't even be having this conversation with you right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We probably won't be talking about it, because all this stuff came up about when all this stuff started happening. All the racial tension and all this stuff. That's when all this stuff really came out. I mean, I really, and I could be wrong. It could have came out a lot longer than that and been going through a process or whatever. I don't know. But it ain't run to my attention until all this stuff started happening. You know what I mean? With all the
Yeah.
racial tension and stuff started happening. So,
Because
yeah,
it's like a look around type thing. For
yeah,
me, it's like a get your house in order type thing.
yeah,
It's like, this is what I'm seeing. As I'm looking around, I'm seeing memorials and monuments for people that didn't care about people like
yeah,
me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And,
I mean, and that's what, I don't know how that, how somebody else feels about that. Me and one of my guys were having a really good debate about that. He was like,
yeah.
yo, it's pointless.
Yeah. And I most definitely agree with you when it comes to your monuments and all that type of stuff, man. Like, we it's too much going on in the world to every time you freaking look around and you telling me if it stays, say this, the statues, the monuments and all that stuff stays up and stuff, you pretty much telling me this is what you're endorsing. You are
Yeah,
endorsing
it's
this.
like,
This is okay. Um
like we know
yeah,
better now. Like
yeah,
we know enough now.
yeah,
Like we have the, like, yes, is something that's, menial probably to some people, but it's super menial. So why not do it?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We got the ability to change the name of this place. It's like, would you, if somebody, murdered your grandfather, or your great grandfather, you know what I'm saying? Would you live in a house named after that person? That,
yeah,
would you want to see this person every time you look up, or every time you go to your house?
yeah.
If they
And
put a statue of this person in front of your house, would you not want to tear that shit down?
yeah, I'm with you. And this conversation we're having now is not even a racist conversation. It's real talk. You mean this is real, man? Like think about that for a second. Everybody out there, the whole world, think about this. Um, if someone was racially charged and did all these bad things or whatever the case may be, anything, not even talking about this monuments, anything that's crazy bad or whatever, and we out there posting monuments and statues and all this stuff out there, wouldn't you be outraged too? Think about that for
Yeah.
a second. Wouldn't you be outraged? It's just a bad look, man. And in order for us to move forward, I think stuff like that has to be addressed. It just has to be
Yeah,
addressed.
it's not an accurate representation of who we are as a country.
Yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? We better than some of that stuff. So we don't have to, continue to look at, some of that stuff. But that's like what grainy history seated in like really nasty history type stuff.
Yeah,
So I mean, again, that's my, we probably came around with a lot of, takes today, that some of that stuff got to do with like politics. Some of that stuff got to do with race. I'm sure we'll have some people disagree with a lot of stuff, but I mean, that's just how, we feel about some of this stuff.
yeah.
The
But
last
again,
biggest
but
thing.
again, before you move forward again, I do not want to take this out of the history books though. I most definitely want people to be educated on it. But yeah,
Oh yeah. No, yeah, that's not even in the question. Let's keep all of our history. Let's keep it all.
yep,
And let's write some more stuff that we forgot to write.
yeah, most definitely.
Let's write some more stuff that we forgot to write. But Fort Hood.
Oh yeah, so they finally. When I was reading a little bit about the Fort Hood thing, it seemed like they finally about to do something about this. What, the senior enlisted guy, the senior, I don't know his name, but the senior enlisted guy that was there, I guess they finally finna. Did they fire him already? Is he already fired?
Um, I know they looking at the situation right now.
I'm gonna
So
tell you this,
I'm.
man. Fort Hood. Anybody who has worked there in the
He
last
got suspended. He got
suspended.
suspended.
Okay, so if anybody has been in Fort Hood for the probably last couple of years should be probably fired already. If they're senior enlisted or senior officer, whoever, they probably should be fired right now, man. Like regardless of them knowing anything about it, that's your base, you're in charge of it, you're accountable for whatever happens there, and how much shit been happening on that base. I feel like no one should have a job there. Still, they should bring in all new people when it comes to that. So I think his thing was more about some sexual. He
Unprofessional
suspended.
language.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. They said it wasn't race, gender, sexual orientation, or sexual harassment. It was direct talk that got to do with formations. But it just shouldn't be his level. Like he just stepped, like, from what it's looking like, he just stepped down in his level. He didn't even have to go do that or whatever he was doing. But it didn't have anything to do with race or
Okay.
anything like that. But
Yeah.
but Fort Hood, why you say that the people need to be fired?
Because of a lot of stuff that's been going on Fort Hood, right? What all been going? What all been happening on Fort Hood? Right.
Dead bodies.
Dead
Rest in
bodies.
peace to Vanessa Guillen.
Yeah.
Vanessa Guillen happened.
Yeah.
Like, and then while they were looking for her, they found other
Other
bodies
bodies.
buried
Come
out
on,
there.
man. That's too much going on. Ain't no way anybody should have a job on that base, man. I mean, come on, man. It's
Yeah,
like,
we at least need to do some type of restructuring.
yeah, just to start over, just to get it back on like on the right track, man. Like, good gracious, man. Like, man, it's a lot of stuff that happened on Fort Hood, man. Like, especially when like the Vanessa thing, and then they find all those other bodies, man. Come on, something is going on that base, man. I never been there before. I'm sure it's a huge base or whatever, but man, we talking about people going missing that was there. And they found the bodies of people that's been listed as missing. They found them on that base.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, what should be the safest place, most trusted place that a service member could be is their base.
Yeah.
Like that's sick to me. Another thing that scared the hell out of me. You know what I'm saying? We got young sellers walking around every day just trying to get Wi-Fi from the exchange or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, who knows what could happen. Again, a lot of these things come from people that trust these people. Like a lot of these things are coming from people that these people trust.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
You know what I'm saying? This is a new thing. We never really kind of talked about this, but did you see the review that showed it said they did a IG investigation on racial disparities in the Air Force? And it's a 150-page report that was released on December 21st showing widespread racial disparities in the Air Force with Black airmen. So Black airmen reporting distrust within their chains of commands. And that's, I don't want to downplay that, but I would say that's, nothing new, you know what I'm saying, for somebody to say they don't trust their chains of commands. But this review, it cited a whole lot, man. It like almost every single category is cited some disparity as far as race, but it couldn't cite any other reasons but race. And it's a 150-page inquiry. I'll read you like the first part of it, the first highlight of it.
Yeah.
It said, this independent review confirmed racial disparity exists for Black service members in the following areas. Now check this out. Law enforcement apprehensions, criminal investigations, military justice, administrative separations, placement into occupational career fields, certain promotional rates, professional military educational development, and leadership opportunities. That's damn near every category that you could have. It says, while the data shows racial disparity, it does not indicate casualty. Data alone do not address why racial disparity exists in these areas. And then it gets more into, it's 150 pages, man. And it just gets into more of that just racial disparity, man. So it's definitely, I don't have a book for this week, but that's definitely probably a good read for somebody, whether you, and I know people, will argue it because that's what people do. People argue reports of racial disparity. Find logical reasons, what are these guys doing? And I'm sure the IG, I'm sure the IG, busted all that information down. And, but I'm sure it's going to be
and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be people, another thing created to cause division and separation. But we do got to acknowledge sometimes this stuff exists. Like these disparities exist a lot, It's personally, I've never came across any adversity based off of my race since I've been in, but I've spoken to people that said they have.
Yeah, I haven't either. I mean, I'm from Mississippi, and have I been in a predicament because of my race? Yes, but I haven't since I've been in the Navy though.
Yeah, it wasn't in the Navy. I've been in a predicament in Philly as well, and that's Philly.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's Philly, but we've been in a predicament too, but not in the Navy. I haven't. But again, like I said, I do know people that said they have. Yeah. But we will not be doing a book review. We will not be doing a movie review. We're gonna save all of that for our next episode.
Yeah, man, we're gonna end this. We gonna hit you guys with a special episode coming up, man, because it's gonna be the last one of the year, man. So it's not gonna be necessarily, we trying to hit up topics and all that stuff. We're just gonna talk about, you know what I mean, all the things that we done this year, some of the key points and some of the things we done talked about. Man, we're gonna try to make it real fun, man. And hopefully we get some comments to talk about also. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a real fun time.
Yeah, we might call some special. It might be something special. So
Yeah.
we'll see about that. But
Yeah.
thanks for listening to Permission to Speak Freely. I'm Damo.
And I'm Damon. I'll let your boy Navy do something about that freaking run game and throw the ball. I'm out, man.